Get ready for some cool talk. Presented by Brown's Heating, Air, and Plumbing. With your host, Brandon Brown.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Cool Talk, hosted by myself and Derrick Brown. We are here. Happy spring. I think spring started, right? First day of spring?
Yes.
Yeah. We had spring break last week, so we had a great week. We were away. We actually went to Memphis for half a week and Nashville, where we ended with a hockey tournament. Our son Dawson's team won the championship. Woohoo.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a nice breakaway, and I think we ended up being gone for 10 days. Which was longer than we.
Yeah, normal spring break we usually like the beach, and last year was Florida, but this year with the hurricane, Anna Maria Island's really not fully open, so this worked out perfect. But I highly recommend, if you haven't, no matter what age, to go to Memphis and tour Graceland. That was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I was not sure how our kids would enjoy it, and we spent a long day
time
there, but they actually really liked it. It was very enjoyable for the whole family.
So it was really neat to see, walk through the house, get all the information about Elvis and his life, see everything where he lived. And it's crazy that this is 40-some, he would be 90.
I think he just had his 90th birthday.
90th birthday. So it was 40-some, he died at 42. So 50-some years ago, and he's still as popular now, I think most popular rock star or music than anybody ever, because that place was packed.
Yeah, it was.
It was packed, and it was young people all the way up. So it's not just older people. So if you're in the area, you have a trip, please go do the tour. It's really fun. We caught a concert, saw 3 or 4. Don't call them Woody. If you ever go back to Memphis and you go to Elvis, don't call them impersonators.
They're Elvis tribute artists.
The women will beat you with their purse. They're Elvis tribute artists.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm saving you a black eye. Yeah. We're saving you a black eye. They're artists, and they were they were
all great.
It was great. We saw 4 that had previously won Elvis of the Year competitions, and they put on a great show. All the women were lined up getting kisses. I thought it was just crazy to watch these 80, 90-year-old women run up and grab scarves and try to get kisses from them. And
which that was very entertaining for our children.
Yes. Yeah. So if you go to any of these competitions or anything, just be ready to watch a brawl up front for a kiss from a artist. So, and then we drove by St. Jude. We saw that as we were driving by and kind of toured around the outside and saw a beautiful place. And it just reminds me, because we're actually in the process of doing the St. Jude Dream Home now.
Yeah.
The next one.
It was neat to see. We didn't do a tour or anything like that. We just, saw the outside, but to see where it was and kind of put it together, since we've been involved with the St. Jude Home now for 5 years?
Yeah. This will be the fifth one.
So neat to see it. A huge place. Just everything they do there is so good.
Yeah, and the house going up now is in the same neighborhood as the last one last year. It's going to be a beautiful house. I don't remember when tickets come on, but we'll keep you updated. So they sell out quick.
Yeah.
We had a good spring break. Hope everybody had a happy spring. More spring breaks are later. Easter's later this year. It's really crazy.
A lot of people probably haven't had their spring break yet. We're always early, so we're kind of on the front of it.
So if you're looking for somewhere,
we're ready for spring.
Go to Memphis. Yeah. Then we ended in Nashville, like I said. So it was a great trip, long week. So last month we talked about maintenance. Just a little recap. We've gotten a lot of people calling, thankfully, that they've either seen our newsletter, the blogs, some of the reels, and people are calling to get. So you still have time. Call us and register, get scheduled for your maintenance.
Yeah, because talking about spring now is the perfect time to get your maintenance. You don't want to be left behind in the summer when it's hot and, your system breaks down and you don't have AC and you think, oh man, I wish I would have done this earlier. So now's the time to start thinking about it and prepare so your system is ready for that AC to come on when it is hot.
Yeah, because I think this weekend I saw it was going to be in the 80s and humid.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to go from spring to summer pretty quick, and you'll find out really fast if you're ready for it. So when we hit 80 and humid, that's when things start breaking if they haven't ran in a year. So great time to do that. We still have openings. Call us. We get pretty quick on the schedule to make sure you're ready.
Yeah, and if you didn't listen to our last episode of the podcast, definitely go back and check it out because we had some great information, gave some great tips, just kind of explaining why that maintenance is important. So definitely worth checking out if you hadn't done that.
And then today, also with schools ending soon, it's hard to believe we're almost in April and only got about 6 weeks of school left.
Yeah, this year's flown by.
Graduations will be coming. People are starting to really, really hit them like, what am I going to do after high school? Or maybe for my senior year in high school, if you're like me, you were in the position where you weren't going to go to a 4-year college. You didn't want to pay for it. So what are the options? So today we're going to be busting one of the biggest myths in our industry, that trades are something you settle for. We're here to tell you why that couldn't be further from the truth. Back when I did it, it felt like more of a settlement. But after 20 years of owning a business, 25 in heat and air, I'm going to tell you it's an accomplishment. And we need these kids to understand that because we talk to a lot of kids looking for the trades.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of like any job, it's what you put into it, your mindset. It can be whatever you want it to be. So yeah, the sky's the limit, even in the trades.
Yeah, and I think it was just our culture and in the life over years. People have always thought, and back when I was trying to decide, it was, I felt I didn't want to do the college, like I said, and I'll be honest, I was like a C average student. I passed, I did what I needed to, but I was not a school kid. I didn't like sitting and learning or listening. I wanted to do stuff. I loved the shop classes, hands on. But you did feel a lot of pressure of, no, you need to go to a 4-year college, which is great. It's still, there is places in needs for that. We need people to go to colleges, doctors, lawyers, teachers. There's nothing wrong with that, and millions of kids do that each year. But we also have the kids that were like me that are on the line, like, I don't want to do that. What do I do? Right,
and I think the mindset for the trades at one point was kind of like you said, you're settling. You have to be on a 4-year college path to be successful, and college is great, and a lot of people too, I even say, if you want a 4-year degree and go to college, that's fantastic, but even learning a trade would be amazing too if you can and you have the time, just part-time learning a little bit, because learning a trade is going to always give you something to fall back on. No matter where you live in the United States, you're going to have a job opportunity.
Yeah, we're still now I graduated in 2000, 25 years since I graduated. Well, that's hard to say. Time flies, but it hasn't changed. I mean, there was job listing after job listing when I graduated high school for heating and air, plumbing, electrical, machinists, welders, and now there's even more because we did go years where the trade classrooms weren't being filled up, and people felt like they were, if they picked a trade only, that it was a failure to them or something, because you when you pick it and then you see all your friends are leaving for big colleges and these the big dreams they're having, which is great, like I said, but you also need to feel that excitement for, hey, I want to go to a 2-year program. I want to get my trade and I'm gonna get in the field because they're needed now. We got a lot of people retiring. The trade jobs nationwide are through the roof. You can almost name, start off 20, 21 years old, making more than most people do out of college for 4 years.
And you don't have the debt, like you have going to a 4-year college. You're coming out, working a full-time job, and you're not having money that you have to pay back. And, we have a lot of people that have gone that path and work for us. And it's just kind of neat to see, I think a lot of people think that sometimes a job like this, well, this is just what I'm going to do my whole life. Like this, I'm just going to get this job and I'm just going to be a plumber or just going to be an HVAC technician. And it's not that. It's so much more to the job than what people see sometimes. And it is a career. It is so much more you can do with it, and you can come in not knowing anything and learn a whole lot. And we've seen these kids come in at 18 and, now they're in their early 20s and they own a house. They are saving money. They're not in debt, and they're in a good position at a young age.
Yeah. And they've had so many programs the past few years now that 90% of the people I talk to that go to the either CVCC or VTI, LU and do a trade, 90% of it's free or so affordable that you don't even need a loan to go to school. And we even have a couple of apprentices now that are not only taking heating and air or plumbing, they're doing their general studies with it. One of them is doing, I think, business. Mm-hmm. One boy already got his heating and air, and he's now working on welding. So, and we encourage that. We encourage, yes, we're Brown's Heating, Air, and Plumbing, but if one of the guys come to me as apprentice and they want to take electrical, welding, machine, we don't care. Take as many as you can. While you have the opportunity and you're young, get as much education you can, because we're not saying when we hire you, you're going to be here for 40 years doing just heating and air. People learn over years. Sometimes they want to do something different, and I love for them. We want them to have their education so that they're set no matter what they decide.
Yeah, and the more skills that you have and the more that you're willing to learn, the more opportunities that open up for you.
Yeah, and I know a lot of them are thinking now, like especially if you're a junior in high school. When I was into my junior in high school, I was looking to my senior year, and that's when they, really started asking you, what are your plans? Where are you going to go? And at the time I said, I really had no idea. I said, I know, if you read or listen back to some of my first seasons of podcast or read my book, it's, for years I wanted to be a preacher. I had committed to it. I'd gotten to my senior year and I was thinking I was going to do that. And I got to start and looking at the cost and the time that it would take. And I just knew that wasn't going to be the right fit. And then a guidance counselor, one of my counselors sat down and was like, hey, we got a new dual enrollment. And if you're a junior or a senior in high school, look into it. Because now you can go to college half a day and then back to high school and get heating and air. They've got not only heating and air, plumbing, electrical, there's nursing, cosmetology, you can do auto mechanic, welding, and you can graduate. I graduated with my high school degree and a heating and air certificate the same day. So the next day I went to work full time, and everything was paid for by the school. So if you're in the school and can look into the dual enrollment, definitely look into that if you're not looking for a 4-year program, because that's paid for and you're doing it while you already have to go to school anyway.
Yeah, and definitely if you don't really know what you want to do and you're trying to figure it out, just try something and see if you like it. It's, you kind of know when you do it if it's going to be for you or it's not. Some people just have a passion for it, and then some people, their passions are, somewhere else. But I know even a lot of people that do choose to go the college route and go 4 years, sometimes they'll get halfway through and decide, hey, this maybe isn't what I want to do. I might be happier doing something else. So definitely always just try it and see if it's something you might enjoy. Yeah,
we have, and there's so many opportunities. So yeah, find a company with apprentice. You can also do shadowing. We've had a couple of the apprentices we had shadowed with us during their senior year before they made a decision, and then they fell in love with, the heating and air in the plumbing, and now they're full time.
Yeah. They did ride-alongs just to kind of see what a day, in the life of a tech looks like. And some people may not know what that looks like. What would you tell somebody who was kind of interested in the field, like on a day-to-day basis when they come to work, what a full day would look like for them?
And we get asked this all the time because people ask, well, what do we do? Just, what is the specifics? And the number one thing, the best thing about a trade to me is every day is different. To me, in 25 years, I cannot recall one, the everyday feeling the same. Going to work, doing the same thing every day, or working on the same thing. It felt you go to a different house, different weather. You're working in different weather climates. You're either in a tight crawl space working with snakes and spiders, if you like that, or you could be in an attic. But it just felt like every day brought brings different challenges, and that's what I like, because it keeps you excited to go to work. The guys that do these, do all our employees, that, you know, every day is a different challenge. You could take a heating and air job and go down a road of every house that looks the same and do the same job on each house, but you're going to run into something different. Whether it's a troubleshooting problem or a wiring problem or trying to fix a unit. That's the fun part to me. And that's where a lot of the people that are looking to get their hands on in a trade, that's what I find that most of them respond to me the best, is every day's different. But if you're coming into work, every day our crews come in, they get with their team, whether they're install crew of 2 or service or maintenance, they meet their team member. They load and stock the trucks from the day before. They get to catch up with all the other employees, and tell some fun stories about the stuff they ran into the day before or the job coming up. And then they get to hit the road and do something different every day.
And it's a little different for our maintenance techs versus our service techs. We do have different crews for those. So like if you do choose to go into maintenance, they're more of like, their schedule's set. They kind of know exactly what they're going to be doing every day, even though it is still like a different variety of work. Like you said, it's not.
So you can fit different personalities. Maybe you want to do a trade and you don't want, you like organization.
Right.
Or
you would have that in maintenance.
Yep.
And then service work is kind of more like when something goes down, something goes wrong. The people you're going to deal with in those situations are usually probably going to be a little bit more stressed out because they don't have AC and it's hot, or, their pipes burst and they've got water in their basement. You're able to help a lot of people in the community too. And you get to meet a lot of people in the community that you live in. So I feel like we hear that from our team members a lot, that how much they just enjoy getting to know these people and build relationships with these people that we, serve.
Yeah. And Dara's been with me since we started, and we would ride down the road, and how many times we can go just driving, and I'll say, hey, I've been to that house. And
just, he remembers all of them.
Yeah. Thinking of every house you've been to. And that's just so cool. Cause if I could ever count how many we've been to, it would be astonishing. But just a drive down the road and you pick out 5 or 6, that house. And I know they had they've got 2 or 3 dogs. They're really cool. And you just, things come to you when you drive by. And that's the rewarding part, because we even had one of our employees last year said he was in Kroger shopping. He had his shirt on for Browns, and a customer recognized him and come up and said, hey, that system you put in for us, thank you. Because you did. So I remember you doing it. Our house is doing good. Our energy bills are lower. I remember you being there. Y'all were, thank you for what you did. And he's like, hey, I can't believe they recognized or remembered that I did that.
Right. And I mean, being a tradesperson it's a very important job. More important than you realize, because all of these things that everyone has a home, and all of these things that need to be worked on or could go wrong, you're the person who's going to go fix it and help these people. And so, anytime something goes wrong, in your personal home or whatever, and somebody's there to help you, you're grateful for that. Yeah.
And we talked to one of our apprentices' mom the other day. She come up and she said, thank you so much for helping my son loves what he's doing. And we can't believe we'll be just sitting at the dinner table and he's telling us the stuff he's learned about plumbing. And he's even fixed stuff for us. And we're like, that makes them so proud of their kids taking the responsibility to learn stuff and help around the house. And then that makes you as a parent feel proud that, that your kids are learning stuff and being successful, but also loving what they do. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest part. We want them to love what they do. Never get bored of it. And that's the trades. You can do something different every day, and that's the main thing. And then like I said, it's rewarded. Now there are downsides. You have to be a person that loves working in the heat in the summer, working in the cold in the winter. You
have to be able to push through moments where you feel like maybe you can't push through, because there are going to be some conditions that, aren't great. And usually when you're in the summer and the AC's not working, it's going to be hot, and it's already hot
and
outside.
People are mad at you. Like they're not mad at you, but
It's just a stressful situation.
Yeah.
Nothing ever breaks or happens when it's
Right.
convenient.
Yeah,
So there's stress. You just have to know that you also have to learn how to help people through their stressful situations, which is important.
Yeah. So that's the stuff you do have to realize that you have to be able to adapt. You may come in one day and it's a nice morning. Then you go out in the truck and it's raining all of a sudden. So how do you adapt? How do you protect the customers from, the mud and the water that you won't expect in, or how do you protect yourself from the temperatures? And then, and it fits every personality. We have people that just want to install, get them running, not have to worry about troubleshooting, but that they do really good at installing. They make it look great. It's running great. They get it up and running, and they don't have to worry about troubleshooting nothing. You have like I said, the service guys. I was mainly service growing up. I loved going in trying to find a problem, and there's some that takes you hours to figure out, some that you can finish in 10 minutes. And then, of course, the maintenance, more, like you said, more organized, more scheduled. You like the same thing every day. You know your schedule for the month. And then you also have a lot of capabilities of selling extra stuff and things and telling the customers what they need for, like, halos or IQ or upgrading thermostats. So it fits. You have to fit the personality with that job.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different, I think all the positions, whether plumbing or HVAC, there's something that would fit different personalities. So you don't have to think, really like problem solving all the time. Problem solving obviously is a great skill to have, but there are parts of a job that you could do that you wouldn't necessarily have to do that as often, or
right. Yeah. And there's a lot of things we do now as a company that we had dreamed about in 2006 when we started, that now all the employees ask about and want to be involved in. One is the St. Jude Dream Home that we talked about.
Yep.
Our employees line up to hoping, want to install and be part of the events that are there, the signings, the being able to give back. When you see it, that it's affecting local kids and cancer research, and the employees just jump without hesitation.
Oh, yeah.
And then also our giveaway, our Browns giveaway that happens in the fall, where everybody nominates and votes, and then we're able to feel like heroes to them, our installers especially, that go out and get heating and air into a situation that's sometimes not the greatest, whether people can't afford it or it's broke and they're cold, or we're able to install and help people live a better life.
Yeah, and that's another good thing about the trades, is because you do meet and deal with so many people in the community. You see a lot of different things, and it does open the door, which is kind of how the giveaway even started, was when you go into these people's homes and you meet their families, you do see a need. Yeah. And a lot of times you see needs that people don't even know are there. So that's kind of how the giveaway was born. Because, we want to put it out there to help as many people as we can and bring awareness to it. Because heating and air is something that is very important. And, it's like a luxury to those of us who do have it, but not everyone has it.
Right. Yeah. So it's great to see that in our employees that show up every day that want to help and help others. And they don't do it. Nobody does it because they think they're forced to, or they think they have to see the genuine care, in all the trades and other trade owners I've talked to. I've got a lot of friends that own heat and air businesses, electrical, and if you ever need something, they're always the ones that they don't hesitate to say, yeah, I'll help you do that. It doesn't matter, competition doesn't matter when you're helping people. And that's the one good thing. And it's always rewarding. You go home into the day and you think about, when I was doing service, I would probably do 4, 5, 6 jobs a day. When I got there was no air or heat, but when I left, it was working. And you just think back, like, those people are sleeping better tonight. They're not stressed over big repair bills. And that pushes you for the next day, to help again. And that's so rewarding in all these trades. So that's why it matters. We won't, please, if you're listening and you have any questions, please reach out. But trades matter. We need to really educate kids about trade schools, and that's all trades, not just heating, air, and plumbing that I've mentioned. Great income, like you said. You can get out at 20, 21 making great money.
Right. And I mean, you can, like I said, the sky's the limit. It can be what you want it to be, what you put into it. You learn a trade, you can get a job and move up. You can, be the lead of a team. Lots of like extra earning opportunities in the trades. So you definitely can have a lifelong career.
Yeah. Yeah. So, trades, they're careers, don't make sure you're not thinking if you're 18, 19, 20 and thinking of it, it's not a settlement. Make sure it's an accomplishment. You can accomplish so much. We have in 18 years of business, we've accomplished so much with different awards and things that it just brings it full circle. And so everybody's can do that. And it's a great life.
Yeah. If you love working with your hands and problem solving, it's a good stable job.
Yeah. Yeah. Now our job as owners and I guess we're vets is educating the next generation. So we really want to help grow the trades. I'm on the advisory board for CVCC, so we're always meeting and looking to help young kids grow in it and learn it. So we hope we can do that and grow it so that it's never a lack of jobs and or help needed in the area. So please look into it if you have any questions. We have an apprenticeship program as well, and we always keep brownsheatingair.com updated with jobs and information for that. But before we leave today, we want to mention our April special we have.
Yeah, so April 1st, and it'll be for the entire month of April, we are going to have a deal where we're offering $850 off or a free 10-year labor and Freon warranty with the purchase of a new system. And this is a really, really, really great deal because you can get this deal on top of your other discounts.
Yes.
So like if you're a member and you're getting your membership discount or military or any of those other discounts, you can use this on top of that, which typically you cannot do. So for the month of April only, if you are in the market for a system this year, know you're thinking about getting one, the month of April would be a great time to do it.
And there's already talks of price increases coming in the next month or two. So if you're your system's on the brink, we do free estimates. So call anytime and request a free estimate, 434-610-4373. You can go online. We have financing options, 0%. We have these discounts, labor warranties. You're taken care of for 10 years. No labor, no Freon. All you have to do is maintain it. So take advantage of these before price increases do hit us. And then also reach out to us about any questions and keep up with us on all our pages and Facebook and Instagram and things for announcements coming soon. So awesome show. I think we did good, didn't we?
I think so.
Yeah, hope so. Hope we got answered a lot of your questions. And then we will be back next month with another new topic. And then I don't know what it'll be yet. We try to look into it and do something cool. So everybody have a great week and say bye, Dara.
See ya.